That second thing doesn't make any sense, and you didn't need to say it. The only reason you added that second option in is because you wanted to talk for longer. But Creator Clash is failing? Creator Clash is failing? I have to know more. Okay, give it the moment, Nick. Alright, man? Ethan sold the most tickets and they still betrayed him. You can hear it already, can't you? Doesn't mean they're really close personal friends in real life. I'm sorry I have to break that illusion for Nick Diorio and his 30 IQ fans.
So through crazy...
None of this is funny enough to justify the amount Nick is laughing. I guess Creator Clash 3 stuff. Let's have a look at this. So, Harley Morenstein of Epic Mealtime has dropped out of Creator Clash 3. Now, Harley Morenstein of Epic Mealtime fame is basically the only one who ever promotes Creator Clash. He will just go around shilling it, being like, oh, you know, it's just like a fun event. We just love boxing. He just goes around shilling it. He's like really annoying whenever he talks to someone. Like I watched his first convo with Nicholas. And it was so painful to listen to, where he's like, listen, I understand, like, there's a lot of people in the chat who have, like, never put on an event before, so you guys may not get this, but... And it's like, it drives you into a complete rage. Especially when their last event completely failed. Their new event, and we'll probably look at some of this in a moment, their new event was already closing off seating because they couldn't sell all the seats in the arena. And now one of their few fighters, because it's not a very big card, one of their few fighters has dropped out. One of their only known people as well. It's like, what are the other fights that people actually know about? There's like 3 other fights. I don't know if there are any others, but there are 3 others that I know about that I think anyone knows about. Okay, that's a violent reference and should be edited out in case my editor sees this when this video is edited. Thank you for the $5, Jimberly. Thank you. So, what was I saying? So their last event was a complete failure. Oh yeah, card. There's like 3 fights people know about on this card. There's Harley Morenstein versus LA Beast. This is like the food YouTuber fight. There's like a Minecraft YouTuber fight of, is it Tubbo and Sapnap? Tubbo and Sapnap? I don't even know who Sapnap is. I just know Tubbo is like just a total loser from all the Minecraft grooming dramas. But assuming they have decent fan bases. And there's Freddie Wong versus Corridor Digital, I think. Which, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows Freddie Wong, right? We all know Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital, right? Real ones know Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital, okay? People who were online in the late 2000s, early 2010s know Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital. Yeah, Video Game High School. Who's a big Video Game High School fan here? You guys don't remember a VGHS? You never watched Video Game High School? They were crazy popular back in the day. But anyway, yeah, the card sucks, is my point here. Oh, and there's the H3 fight as well. So there's Lena from H3 is fighting someone too. So I guess people care about that. But the card totally sucks. Now they've lost one of the main fighters. idubbbz Creator Clash 3 is set to take place in June, but one of the event's top fighters may have just backed out entirely. On February 4th, after a year of radio silence, idubbbz posted a video where he admitted some of the mistakes he made with Creator Clash 2. The event lost $250,000 due to piracy in 2023, and he admitted that he should have promoted it way more than he did at the time, which has not changed this time around. The YouTuber also said he couldn't run the event properly while training for his own match, so he backed down for CC3. Creator Clash 3's biggest match features food-focused YouTubers LA Beast and Harley Morenstein from Epic Mealtime. However, a cryptic post from Harley has fans believing that he backed out of the event. On Monday, April 28th, Harley shared a picture on Twitter/X revealing the camper he has been living in while he gets ready for his boxing match. This is where I've been for the last few months, getting ready for my boxing match. It's tough to get out of bed and do road work at 5 AM when you've been sleeping in silk pajamas, he said. However, just an hour later, he posted 3 cryptic words to send his followers into a flurry. I'm not boxing, he said. It's important to note that Harley hasn't specifically said he's backing out of Creator Clash 3, and saying he isn't boxing could very well mean something different. Fans flocked to the replies of his post to share their reactions, with many confident that Harley isn't fighting Creator Clash 3. Wait, what the hell happened? Oh man, I hope it's not some BS shenanigans, one user commented. Another replied, the only reason to watch this year. This is very disappointing news. Hopefully you can put the training to use on Misfits or something. The scene needs you back in the ring. Dude, who gives a fuck about influencer boxing? Also, guys, now is a great time to remind you, if you haven't already, okay, if you're watching right now on YouTube, remember to move your cursor to the thumbs up and click it, or press the thumbs up on your mobile device. If you want to take your support one step further, you can donate directly through a stream elements link in the pinned chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat, buy a super chat, which will highlight a message and read it on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. It'll be highlighted in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Also, we now have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kuihman. Okay, make sure you watch there as well, okay? Because we need to get affiliate. We need to get affiliate on Twitch to monetize her. So go watch on Twitch if you feel like watching on Twitch. Very awesome stuff. Wait, what the hell happened? Okay, wait, saw that one. Man, Creator Clash 3 might end up being the most poorly handled YouTube event, and that's saying something, said the third. Neither Harley, LA Beast, nor idubbbz has commented on the status of the fight, so I have to wait and see what's going on. If that fight doesn't take place, the next biggest fight consists of Minecraft YouTubers Tubbo and Sapnap. Creator Clash 3 also takes place on the same day as Jake Paul's bout against ex-world champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Yeah, so there's the Paul Chavez fight on the same day. So I'm assuming everyone's going to be watching that. Julio and Morenstein. So that's where Creator Clash 3 is at right now. Not a good sign. Now, he was riding for Ethan on Twitter recently, so I don't know if that's got something to do with it. I think there's like a bit of a conflict going on with the content cop stuff. That could explain it. Has Nick posted his conversation with this guy from the other day yet? No. Oh, he has.
Something thing.
Oh, he hasn't. Liar. Fucking liar. Where is it? Oh, right, I see it. Alright, let's watch
We
some of
had
this.
my guy hit them up and be like, what's the deal? He got more money.
Sorry for calling you a liar.
And they were like, yeah, now the budget is tied up.
Wow.
That's when my guy was like, cancel the gala. We don't care if the terrorist Twitch All-Stars get flown in or not. Cancel it.
Well, I mean, you could now. They can't afford to lose you.
Here, well, you know, listen, at the same time,
You can turn around and be like, listen, dude, my charity money is not going to Kids with Cancer. It's going to the Daily Stormer, and I will be headlining this event. They can't afford to drop you. Because if you look at the Creator Clash roster...
So I'm not gonna lie, I expect this to be kind of fucking unbearable. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just watch Nick talk about this seating stuff, and then we'll skip straight to conversation.
How good of head do you think Nick gives to these guys?
You know, Nick's known as Nick's known as something of a throat goat in the Creator Clash circles, as far as I understand it. This guy's on their cocks daily. This guy is just slopping on that shit.
Initially, And now they're only selling, these are the resale seats. Remember I just pointed out 321 and 306? They pulled all these seats today, or not today, yesterday, and you can't buy them anymore. And initially people were speculating, wow, maybe you promoted them so well, they sold like 1,000 tickets. Maybe they did like $3,000 in ticket sales because everyone started talking about their event after the Content Cop. But I regret to inform you, an account called Kiwi Farms pulled this up, and they had archival numbers, and they've also kind of sliced the tickets in half. So that's really bad.
Yeah, so apparently this is like a pretty common thing that happens with like with shows. I don't really follow shit like this, so I didn't know this. Very common thing that happens if tickets aren't selling, they'll reduce the capacity, won't open. Because it makes sense the moment I heard it. But they won't open like the upper levels or whatever, so they don't have to staff them, they don't have to attend them or anything. And then they'll fill everyone in lower down in the arena, right?
That's really bad. So this was going for well, it's not in half, but 215, and now oh no, it's definitely in half. Now it's 117.75. There hasn't been any clarification so far from idubbbz or Anisa as to what exactly has gone on here, but the part that gets me is if you go back and check these initial screenshots, a lot of people bought seats in this section. So will they be moving up now because they were early purchasers, or will they just kind of be sitting up there alone? Another piece of speculation, well, it goes either way. One, they're either shutting the upper bowl so they could save money because they don't think they can sell the stadium out and they don't want to pay people to have to go up there because that saves maintenance costs. That could definitely be it. Or they're trying to force people to spend money and buy the lower bowl seats so the event doesn't look so pitiful live. And then if those do sell out, they'll then open the upper bowl again. I think it's very much a waiting game now.
I think that, dude, that whole second option makes, like, no fucking sense. This is what I hate about commentary content. I'll say Nick is particularly bad for this, but Chud does it too. That second thing doesn't make any sense, and you didn't need to say it. The only reason you added that second option in is because you wanted to talk for longer. It's very annoying that people do this, and it totally washes over viewers' heads. Yeah, obvious it's because they're not selling the tickets. We're very close to the event. It's not that far away. It's less than 2 months away. They've barely sold any tickets. They're closing the upper... I don't think this is fucking rocket science, okay? Personally. I don't think it needs this theory about, oh, well, they're closing the upper bowl to condense the crowd so that it looks less bad so that I can't make fun of it on my live stream. Nick, I hate to tell you this. Not everyone you cover lives their lives purely around the way you're going to end up covering them, okay? Most of the time, people are making independent decisions that they believe to be the best decisions based on the information they have. Not thinking about what is Nick Diorio going to think about me if Creator Clash 3 goes live and the crowd looks empty.
Any fucking event planning things. This is all my speculation as to how I think it's going to go. But I imagine they're not making any initial announcement to explain what is actually going on here because they kind of want to see how it goes. If they can sell these bottom seats, I imagine they'll reopen the top ones. And if they can't, maybe they start pulling people down. I don't know how it's going to work. Can you refund the ticket? That might not be correct. I don't want to say any misinformation. I know the digital ticket you can refund, but you might have to sell the, you might have to sell this. You might actually have to sell your ticket. I'm not really sure about that. Good save, you might be able to refund this. I'm not, yeah, I don't want to like say that for a definitive because I don't know that for a matter of fact. But I know if you buy digitally, you're fucked. So if you bought, did they do early bird pricing? If you bought it when it first dropped for a digital watch, enjoy, you've now supported Creator Clash. Oopsie daisy. So yeah, this is a big blow to Creator Clash. We've got split tickets, seats in jeopardy. It looks like it's not going super well, which is why it probably will.
Dude, influencer boxing fucking sucks. It like annoys me that this is even a content cycle, to be quite honest with you, because I just find influencer boxing so fucking annoying and boring. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Boxing sucks generally, to be honest. Like, it might have been cool back in the day, but I feel like now boxing just sucks. You know? It is just, every time I've watched it, it has been the most boring shit in the world.
I'm going to eat some shit on this one, guaranteed. This is going to be the most successful creator clash of all time. Just watch. But there is also another thing that I found. This was posted on the H3 subreddit by our good friend Icarus Drowned. I think that they doxed him, right? His name is Sakurai. He made Kid Icarus Uprising or something. Isn't that him? The guy who is literally in Ian's video.
Okay, where's Harley Morenstein's appearance?
Great.
Nicholas,
Yeah.
the goat. Thank you for the $5.
I don't want
my
to
man.
put you in any weird positions right now with the stuff going on. So if you can't answer any questions or you don't want to answer any questions, I absolutely am okay with you abstaining.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. No, I try and answer I've actually always tried to answer the best of my abilities. If I ever fuck up something, it's usually because I didn't know exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
But when I said the fight of the night thing, I don't think I ever said fight of the night or however it was, but the first creator clash, we got the 20K stipend,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we got. And I fought with my contract a ton to have it changed, to have more, because I just thought that, you know, somewhere along the way someone's making money here, and I didn't have a strong relationship at the time with Ian or anything. So just I default to like, oh, it's YouTubers, I can't trust them, you know. So I was like, someone's going to get paid. The one thing that I had verbally was that whatever I get, everyone gets.
Yeah.
Or whatever if someone's going to get more money, I get that too. And that's what I settled on, and it ended up being 20K. And it's something the night of Creator Clash, or very soon after the first one, we found out, and I looked it up. We got $27,000.
27,000, just to be clear, because you broke up a little bit.
Like,
oh, 1 second, Harley. You're breaking up a little bit. So everyone got
20,
the 20
is my thing
flat.
breaking up here?
Yeah. But just to be clear, so you got the 20K down initially, and then there was a $27,000 bonus on the night of the fight, but not a bonus for the fight of the night.
Yeah, exactly. When I don't know. We didn't know that was coming. That came out of nowhere, and it was neat. It was a cool thing. Like, okay, because when Creator Clash 2 happened, now people were like, what about the bonus thing? Because there was a bonus that, like, what's going to happen with that? What's the logic of that? How's that going to play out?
Wait, so was this after they found out or before they found out that no money was going to charity?
Okay, so Nick, literally jumping the gun. I feel like what he's about to say is that there wasn't a bonus at Creator Clash 2. I think that was about what it was, because it made no fucking money. I thought that was actually what Nick is like so eager. But Creator Clash is failing? Creator Clash is failing? I have to know more. Okay, give it the moment, Nick. All right, man.
Ready.
Oh no! Once everyone found out no money was going to charity, not a single person was like, "Where's my money?"
Okay, got it.
I think everyone, but there was a couple people, like for example, the guy that I boxed, John, was kind of counting on that. Another buddy of mine was like, "Oh, I really needed that." Oh shit, and it ended up being zero when people were kind of doing like the mental gymnastics of like, "Oh wow, that amount that could be if this sells like Creator Clash 1, that could be $50,000 or something like that, whatnot, you know."
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, and listen, I genuinely was not dependent on that money, and I do love bringing it up, even though people don't believe me. I turned down 150K from Keemstar to box, so the money's not.
There's one thing there's like an argument that's happening over Creator Clash that is kind of annoying. Like both sides piss me off so bad, which I know very ascended take here. But Ian and Anisa, what seem to have used the charity aspect of it to avoid criticism at various points and basically say, we're doing a good thing. We're doing a good thing. Why don't you just shut up, Goy? We're doing a good thing. Like that's how they've treated it. But then on the other hand, there is like an overcorrection from people like Nick, where they take it like super far in the opposite, where they're like, the charity, you're pocketing the money. Like Boblax made that whole video talking about how he thinks they pocketed the money and did like retard napkin math to try and explain how they pocketed the money. It's not that it's like this completely, you know, capitalistic, self-serving, insane project on what at all. It's not that. It is doing some amount for charity, but also it's not beyond reproach like they try and pretend it is, you know? But it seems like because they tried to act like it was beyond reproach, there's been this massive overreaction on the other side where now people treat it like it's a fucking money laundering scheme or some shit. It's like, let's take it easy, all right?
Important. But when the fight was done the next day, so now the fight is over and we all slept in the hotel, us and everyone on Twitch that got brought down. We all slept there, and the next day,
the thing is that it's like it is for charity, yeah. There is an element of it that's for charity, but fundamentally it is really Ian and Anisa's like vanity project. It's like we're big shots, we're organizers project, right?
Was this party, and I remember going to the party and seeing like professional photographers.
I don't think any of the fuck ups come from like a greed. It's more like it is from that narcissism and ego of thinking they can put on something like this when they couldn't.
I remember seeing some girl singing on stage and a guy telling jokes after. And in my head, I was like, someone flew that girl down. I don't know who she is, but she got hotel room. She may have also gotten paid to be here. I'm looking at the food on the table. I'm not really hungry. I'm like, all this food. I'm like, I was with my partner at the time. I was like, I don't know if everyone here is analyzing it the way I am.
Yeah, vanity project and cynically using charity aspect as a shield and against all valid criticism and scrutiny. Yeah, 100% agree.
But we paid for this party. I thought money was going to charity still.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, money's going to charity, but like this party is paid for by us because we were supposed to get a bonus on top of it all.
Yeah, so you guys didn't know how bad it really was, and then you were like, did they throw us under the bus, or...
No, that's when I found out the sick kids paid for that party, not us, actually. But, like, the thing is, I understand why the party existed. There's an element to it, and maybe this is me going to bat for it again, but I was trying to look at it on both sides, okay? You have the fight, and that's what it's all about. That's the thing. But if you could set up some sort of gala thing, some people would be like...
So, my understanding is, okay, and Harley's sounding already a little bit disillusioned with this stuff here. He's like throwing a couple little jabs out there. My understanding is Mr. Morenstein is quite pro-Israel. So I feel like he may have some feelings about the current situation that's happened with idubbbz and Ethan. But I do know that Mr. Morenstein has appeared on Bridges' podcast with Stephen Bonnell and Erudite. So I think he is a bit of a he's a bit of a you know. I feel like every joke I could use to refer to him as like a Zionist is like anti-Semitic in some way, and I fear YouTube bans. Despite the fact that I should be allowed to, really. Like, I don't ban black people for making it. Like, the Boondocks, there's loads of clips of Boondocks on YouTube, and that's racist as fuck.
And would want to, like, imagine the amount of money someone would spend if they were told, hey, you could spend this amount of money and you could sit at a table with Hassan and Denims and you can enjoy dinner before Creator Clash or after Creator Clash. And that's a big fundraiser concept.
And instead, it was just kind of like a YouTube hangout, right?
Well, that's because in execution, it didn't end up ever becoming something like that. And even for this Creator Clash, for example, like I heard that, like, oh yeah, these YouTubers here, part of a big YouTube company that has tons of money that I don't want to say, they're like they want 16 passes to Creator Clash. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's great if they come. But I'm also like, did you ask them if maybe they'd be willing to do like a meet and greet? Because
what do you mean by passes to Creator Clash? Do you mean by tickets to the event, or are you talking about flight, hotel, everything, the works?
That I don't know beyond, but like I know for sure Creator Clash 2 people got flown down.
Yeah.
No one's buying a ticket to watch me in Metal Gear cosplay. That's actually true. And like, so I know people got put down, and they got put up like for 3 nights in a hotel.
Yeah.
Like it had to be 3 nights because the gala was the next night, and no one's leaving after the gala you know, unless they were rushing to hop on a plane. So some people could have gotten 3. But once again, I'm just guessing. And also, I was like,
Harley Metal
I
Gear
was a touch
cosplay. Yeah,
annoyed at the time
maybe.
because I was like,
Maybe him and Nick can do a couple's costume. Maybe they can do Snake and Raiden at some point.
this we paid for this, you know, but it's not my event, so it is what it is. Except this time around, when they're like, oh yeah, they want 16 passes. I mean, it's possible there could be the flights. That'd be really crazy, though. I would think the flights would be a stretch. But the problem is, like, well, if it's going to be like VidCon, those guys who are like, when I got passes to VidCon when the channel was bumping, I had to jump through some hoops. I had to do like a couple panels, and I had to do like a meet and greet thing. And that's what you did in exchange for the access, the pass that you got, a pass that's,
yeah, but
you know, could be worth
idubbbz won't do that.
$200
He won't
or
even ask the people who are fighting to make a video and tell people they're fighting. So they're obviously not going to go and ask these people, hey, can you do a meet and greet? Because
yeah,
they don't
the promotion is terrible. Like, where is the Creator Clash 3 promotion?
They don't want to pressure people to make the event, I guess, good. I don't know.
Since the content cop dropped, there's been a lot more chatter of, hey, like, you know, get the message out there. Like, now we're coming up to like 2 months out. This is where a lot of people buy live tickets. And so the chatter is happening more now than before.
I saw Myth put something out. After we talked about Myth not promoting last time you were on here, I have to eat some shit. Myth put something out.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. I mean, I put stuff up, but like what I do, I like, put up like on my vlogs. It's like, you know, like this does not get views, you know?
Harley, you are repeatedly the only person I hear talking about this event. I don't think that you're the one who's the problem with that.
It would, you know, that would make sense though if you realize that I'm like the only person that doesn't have anything going on in their life other than this. So I'm available to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, LA Beast, he mentions it. He does. He puts his videos up and he mentions it in the description and stuff. I know that. But overall, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Would it have been good if at the end of the content cop he dropped Creator Clash?
I didn't even realize that. Wait, he just posted like the biggest video he'd released in years, and he didn't even, I guess, make reference to it. Actually, well, the Creator Clash is getting some push from the content cop because they promoted Lena. They promoted her fight like right after, like I think 2 days ago. That was like their promoted fight.
That's the type of thing where I'm like, oh, we are YouTubers, aren't we? Yeah. Like, because there is a bunch of fights on the card to promote. But strategically, you'd be a fool to not push that one, right?
It's crazy, dude. Did you see how that went down? Because I don't know what your opinion on the content cop is. I could gather something from your tweets, but did you realize that like it came out when Ethan was live and Lena was live and AB was live and idubbbz frantically sent a text message over to them saying like, sorry for getting you caught in the middle of it?
Well, that's another thing where I'm like, oh, we are YouTubers. So obviously, if you were going to drop this content cop, you would do it when he's live. How could you not?
But he said it was an accident.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, oh, we had problems in the morning. Unfortunately, it had to go down this way. I don't personally believe that, but yeah.
I mean, it's possible. It's funny. My gut reaction, and I do like listen. Like,
Harley's actually not coming off like too much of a bitch here. He's saying like we are YouTubers. He's saying basically, yeah, beefing is kind of part of the game. You know, obviously there's conflict. Obviously people are talking shit about. Obviously people have problems with each other, and you should use that to promote. But I feel like Ian and Anisa are at least outwardly over the same mindset, right? Because the whole, like, you know, they totally torpedoed Creator Clash 2 for their egos, basically. For their egos and for the optics of the event. Because Sam Hyde was sort of on the sidelines training Froggy Fresh. And then Froggy was making comments about how Anisa's a whore. And talking to her mom on Twitter. But it's like, I mean, that's good promotion. That would have, like, if they followed that through, they could have had sort of like a softly antagonistic relationship with Froggy in the promotion cycle and had him be like a heel, basically. That could have been the case, but they chose to torpedo that. They chose to totally ditch that.
These people, like I do like these people, and I have interactions with them. But when it comes to business, I do have to revert back to this is a YouTuber. And this was a person that, just like me, created a channel and told everyone, my job is going to tell people to follow me and like me and watch my art. And it's going to be me. And I'm going to be, so like, I acknowledge that that's the type of person. You too, motherfucker. You
Hell
too,
yeah.
Nicholas, you know? So like, it's just
None of this is going to charity.
But dude, you got to do a subathon. Send it to charity. You only need to send like 50%, bro. Just think about it. Think about how much money you could fucking cake on a subathon, dude. Wow. And save maybe one or two kids.
One or two. I'll be like Jake Doolittle, one per year.
Yeah. So this is something that I acknowledge is YouTuber maneuvers, and I've never really been a drama channel, you know, like I go on Twitter and that's the beginning and end of any of my drama experiences, you know.
And Reddit. You go to war on Reddit.
And Reddit, yeah, if I don't get banned from there. My thing is like, I mean, I have to go, and this is where I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so simple YouTube in my brain, because simple YouTube in my brain would be like, oh, well, this is easy. H3 sold the most tickets to Creator Clash 1 and 2, I believe. I think they did a lot of tickets.
Wait. Is that true?
Well, I'm not going to say that Creator Clash was an H3 fan meetup, but just from me, when I would watch people push the tickets and see it, I would be like, oh, yes.
Wait, is that true? Ethan sold the most tickets and they still betrayed him. You can hear it already, can't you?
Ian and Anisa are on H3 podcast again today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, like I would think that, wouldn't you? Like what else, what other entity promoted
Creator
Clash?
Well, I think that personally, but I'm not the current headliner for the third card, so they want to hear it from you, not me.
Oh, well, listen, if all goes well, they'll find a better main event, and I'll still be boxing. But here's the thing, like, when I see this, like, Creator Clash 1 and 2, I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. They're back on H3. Bring daddy that sweet $27,000 charity money. That's coming to daddy. You know, like, this is a lock. Look at this. Their fans want to go see it. They want to support AB. They like Ethan's like my friend Ian is going to be boxing, and it's like it's a big deal. So my YouTube brain, maybe I'm old and I'm out the game, but my YouTube brain was when Ethan, whether it's rightfully so or not, it could come off a little villainous to be like, if you want my help, you're going to have to throw that guy in the trash type thing. You know, maybe that could be taken as a villainous type approach. But like what I would very, very easily say to a friend of mine, I'll be like, dude, you're not coming to the party unless you guarantee me that guy's not coming. I hate that guy. So tell him he's not coming or you're not coming. And that's something I would do with a real life friend. I could see that. But in this case, I was like, the easy ticket move would have been like, yeah, fuck that guy. You shouldn't have had CPS called on you. And yeah, can we be on the podcast next week to promote Creator Clash? But that's but they didn't do that. So it obviously goes deeper.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff here that we don't know. There's definitely stuff on the back end here. I found it notable that, like, Ian in his video says they were, like, light friends or, like, acquaintances almost, but does say definitively that, like, Denims is his friend in the same video. So that's our power scaling that we can go with there. Ian, 10-year friendship, quote-unquote. Those were light friends. Denims.
Dude, Nick's presentation here is, like, so retarded. Oh, my God. Yeah, Ian and H3 have been collaborators for a long time, as in their first collaboration was a long time ago. As far as I understand, Anisa and Denims have been friends since the old Twitch days, when Anisa was still streaming on Twitch regularly. Years and years ago. So, it's not quite the same amount of time, but around the same amount of time. Probably like 8 years for idubbbz and H3, and then like 5 to 8 years for Anisa and Denims. And it seems like Peach 3 doesn't really hang out with those people. But those people probably hang out a lot together. But because you've seen them in videos, you're like, whoa, those guys are really close friends. Those guys are really close. It's like, legit, yeah, it is. It's parasocial. It is Nick being crazy parasocial, and so is all the retard audience. I don't even know if Nick is, because I can't tell how dishonest Nick's being in all of this, because I know that he will just straight up... I honestly, I think that he will push, quote-unquote, the truth as far as it will go. You know, he will bend it as close as it will get to breaking, as close as he thinks he can get it, without going the full way. So I don't know how to trust how much of Nick's internal presentation of his mind he actually believes. But obviously, just because you saw people in a video a couple times 10 years ago, doesn't mean they're really close personal friends in real life. I'm sorry I have to break that illusion for Nick Diorio and his 30 IQ fans, but... That doesn't necessarily mean they're best friends.
Is apparently a friend. Yeah, well, that kind of blew my mind.
No, that's crazy. I got to put myself above Denims. There's no way she slept in their home. I slept in their home. So
well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Being in the home doesn't really seem like a definitive factor in friendship over there. I don't know about that one. You might have to, I don't know, check and see
the
where
friendship analysis
because some people didn't know.
Wow, awesome, Nick.
I slept with their dog, maybe.
What?
Yeah, the dog joined me. In bed.
Oh, okay.
But I went there. I've hung out with Ian. I've hung out with Anisa, and I guess.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure I just saw this in the next chat. I'm pretty sure they didn't say Denims was definitively a better friend than Ethan. They said I'm friends with Denims too. That's what he said. He was saying they were about the same level of friendship. They're like content creator friends. It's like, it's not a deep friendship. It's a content creator friendship. They're not like calling each other every day to see how it's going. They're like collaborators, and sometimes they check in every once in a while.
I was like, when the content cop was dropping, I was like, this is, I once again, you don't know people online like you think you do. And I don't have the greatest relationship with Ethan, and I know Ian, we have a very friendly relationship. I would consider him a friend. We talk a whole bunch, but I just assumed that he and Ethan had a better friendship.
I think a lot of us did, yeah.
I'm not privy to all the conversations they had leading up to it, and I do I do admire Ethan quite a bit, but I could see how someone would be bothered by the you have to denounce that guy.
Yeah, nobody ever likes being put in a position where it's like me or them, ultimatums.
Right, but then again, my real life friends, I could do that easily to them. I could ask that to them, and they would all be like, yeah, for sure. That guy's a fucking weirdo, dude. Like, it's like a weird guy to make a stand on.
Yeah, for influencers and stuff like that, it's a whole different game. But for a chatter, they're thinking, like, these guys are human beings, right? When money's at play... when like events are at play, it's actually like a little bit more complicated than just, oh, these guys are human beings. That's like a human emotion that you'd expect him to feel. There are a lot of fucking snakes on this platform.
Well, what I feel is like what I thought was, for me personally, which was like a lesson, was that like when Froggy made the joke about Anisa, I have always been in the belief of like, oh, he insulted her, so Ian removed him from the event.
Yeah.
I understand how that happens. A lot of people will say...
Well, he kind of walked it back. I'm pretty sure he said it was more because of the Sam Hyde connection.
Yeah, it was just my sentiment when I jumped into it. And I remember that's how I felt about it. That's what I thought. And I know a lot of people are like, it's not even a bad joke. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's not a bad joke. But at the time, I thought to him it was a bad joke. And he felt that way. But whatever, that's just... And I jumped in, and the messaging got jumbled and all that. But then when this happened, and this Froggy called Gila a...
Okay, so, alright, okay. So, Harley went out on a limb and tried to explain the Froggy fresh dropping and got it wrong. Nice one, retard. Nice one. Good job running your mouth.
My logic was, well, hey, that's super easy. You're closer to Gila than I was to Anisa, and I jumped in for less than you guys are willing to jump in for, and that's your friend. I even went on Twitter and I was like, this guy's a fucking weirdo. And he is kind of weird vibes.
That's a
you
really
know,
good point. I
maybe,
didn't even think of it like that. Yeah.
well, it made, that was because that's me personally. I was like, oh, it made me look back and go, oh, I shouldn't have said anything ever at all. And then when they were talking about how they felt about harassment, they made valid points.
Wait, but yeah, he shouldn't have. Wait, but Harley made it worse back then. Harley was like a lolcow going into Twitter spaces with Keemstar to get grilled about this shit and going on Nick Durio's stream and putting his foot in his mouth. Yeah, correct. You shouldn't have said anything at that time. That was the better play. Dude.
You know, but it's
I hate this idea that, oh, you're friends with them, you have to speak out. Speaking out makes it worse 90% of the time, you fucking retard.
like when you remove the friend aspect, it's like this person is a friend of yours, but then again, they have private conversations. We don't know these people. We have to remember, we don't know these people. We really do. I know them maybe better than anyone else here, and I really don't know these people.
Well, are you a bit afraid of your position right now? Because the way I see it, you had the Sam Hyde connection, okay? You don't have it anymore as far as I'm aware, but you definitely had the Sam Hyde connection. And now,
so guys, I'm doing, I will be happy goal. I will be happy goal going up in chat right now. Huge stuff. I'll be happy smile goal. Yeah, guys, so make sure you donate to the I'll be happy smile goal. Thank you, thank you.
Social media, you can talk about this as much or as little as you want. It seems like you've been pretty critical of idubbbz recently with a few of your recent tweets, and you're the headliner. 2 months from now, you'll be fighting for them.
I definitely did, and I messaged him about this. I did point out that he used Ichigo's Bankai first form there. The sword does have a swastika on it. I've watched that show, and I remember when Ichigo first turned Bankai, I was with my friends, and a couple of us were Jewish. We were very happy to see him turn Bankai. We were like, oh, what? This is... And then when the sword revealed, the room did get kind of quiet. And this is like 20 years ago, you know? We're like 23. And I'm looking at... And I remember...
This is JN in action, by the way. Whoa, there's a lot of Hitler particles coming from the screen. Whoa, Ichigo's giving off like Hitler particles right now.
And we were younger, we instantly were like, that's a swastika. Or kind of. Depends on which way you look at it. And we always watch the show. We'd be like, oh, they don't want him to go Nazi on them. They don't want him to go racist for him. And that was because we acknowledged immediately when you look at the sword, you're like, that's a swastika on the sword. So if I were to be, you know, hanging out with the Twitch All-Stars and the whole Sabra thing and all that, I definitely would have, like, once again, I have to be like, we're on YouTube. I'm going to assume that's a conversation starter. That's going to get comments. That's going to get engagement. You grab the Nazi sword. So I think it's fair that I point out that he was holding the swastika. And yes, we know it's not a swastika. We know what it is.
It's a manji or something, a minge. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a manji. Wear it on your shirt, bro. Go outside, wear it on your shirt, and you tell the first person that has a problem with it.
It's just like so logical. Like the idea they would completely go against everything they've said in like the most blatant way that they would just get raped over if it ever caught on that that's what they were actually doing. They could literally get debanked, removed from Visa, removed from MasterCard, have their PayPal pulled, have their Patreon taken away. And they're risking all that for what?
Praise be unto the Buddha. Yes, I agree.
But I did point it out, and I did have a little bit of fun, I guess, pointing out some things. But I do get people messaging me that are like, you got to drop up, bro. You're gonna fucking dance monkey for people that hate you, dude. Don't even like, you know. And it ends up getting into this place. And for me, and I don't know about the other fighters, but just for me, like, I'm just kind of like, oh, cool. The fun little charity fundraiser has now been attached to a decades-long bloody holy war in the Middle East. It's whatever. Cool. You know, it's not really like the fun sentiment I had. So now, like, I wake up in the morning, I'm going to go to boxing. Like, I got to think about...
The fake laughing is doing me.
Israel and Palestine? Like, what's going on?
Dude, you got to fight. You got to fight the good fight. All right. Do you think when they fly in Bad Empanada to be on the red carpet, are you gonna feel safe? Harley Morenstein, are you gonna feel safe when Bad Empanada flies down, dude?
The one thing that I would say is like genuinely in person, especially like some of the people that I'm gonna be with. Like I hope no one says anything stupid or is dumb about it or anything like that, because like it's an uncomfortable topic. And there are people around me that are sensitive to the discussion. And I mean, I have conversations with Nazis. I'm not the best grade of what is what is good or what would be, make people comfortable or whatnot. I really do just me. So I think like, I
Am
just
I the
would
Nazi?
not-
Just to be clear, is that me?
No, you're not a Nazi.
Oh.
Yeah, for real. Quite such a good point. idubbbz is too proud to play Creator Clash at the end of his content cop because that would give Ethan something to latch onto, but purposefully use the swastika sword as a dog whistle. Right. Okay.
Because Hassan calls me one, and he has a swastika sword, so I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're a red-pilled manosphere woman hater.
There we go. All right. That's the only way we can not like Anisa Joma. It's got to be incel, manosphere, woman hater. No other reasons possible.
Yo, thank you, Q, for the smile. Thank you for the €5.
Smile.
Huge appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not the only reason to hate Anisa, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that a significant portion of the hate for Anisa is basically transferring your frustration with idubbbz changing onto her. Because you find it easier to go after the woman.
You're a woman hater.
There we go. All right. That's the only way we can not like Anisa Joma. It's got to be incel, manosphere, woman hater. No other reasons possible.
No, but I said some good words about you. I've expressed that before because I had gone on your podcast before and I mentioned them. I was like, oh yeah, I went on the podcast. I feel like now I have to less clear things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel that I'm in a place where I have to clear things less. When I
You got to clear them
for-
down. You've been clearing a lot of stuff up for a while, but now you got to clear them down a little bit. Yeah.
Well, when I got to Creator Clash 3 and it came up like my team talking to them, one of the things we said was we don't want this to end up about the Middle East. That was the
That was our
foresight we
one
had.
thing, and we could not make it happen. Yeah.
That was the foresight we had. We did say we didn't want it to be about the Middle East.
Fuck, I hate
'cause
when that
why?
happens, dude.
Yeah. But like, so through crazy.
None of
events,
this is funny enough to justify the amount Nick is laughing.
ended up happening. So when that happened, I was like, okay,
Comes off quite inauthentic.
I'm allowed to go to Rhode Island and trade with Sam if I want. Then, if I want,
Yeah.
I mean, I got something set up here. I'm good. But
Well, I mean, you
think,
could
like,
now. They can't afford to lose you. You could go train with Adolf Hitler himself. I don't think they could say anything about it.
Well, listen. At the same time,
You can turn around and be like,
hope-
listen, dude, my charity money is
Like
not
the
going to
membership.
kids with cancer. It's going to the Daily Stormer, and I will be headlining this event. They can't afford to
not-
drop you.
It's not going to the Daily Stormer. No, I found much better websites than that one. Actually, I'll share them with you later. So I know how you love that shit.
I am the crypto fascist. That is the term that I've gotten. I guess that wasn't very crypto. Buy
That's
Bitcoin.
sick. That's like
Bitcoin.
that's like a cyberpunk subclass.
Yeah.
The crypto fascist. That's cool. That makes you sound pretty cool, actually.
So, one more
Um,
question. Are you a bit worried? There's been a lot of talks about ticket sales, and I know we've had one back and forth interaction with Creator Clash 2 when you were saying, this event has sold more than the first one, and you're blowing some smoke up our ass the first time. But now...
So, did I ever clear what I meant? What
You did
happened
clear
with
that
I
up. Yes, you did clear it up.
Okay, because I went back and I
You're-
looked at what I said. It was at the time it was outselling on pace, but they ended up selling ticket wise fairly close. But Amalie Arena is so much bigger
And more expensive.
and more expensive, right?
Am I missing some sort of inside joke? WTF is so funny. Here's $10 BTW.
Thank you for the $10, Coin Tomato. Thank you. Huge appreciated. Yeah, true. Nick can't make snide crypto-fascist jokes when he's literally been doing the same shit this week. Very true. No, you're not missing something. There's no inside joke, and none of it's funny. Nick just laughs as like, like, how mean am I gonna be here? It's like a social crutch. It's like a masking thing.
Right, exactly. Now, like I was talking to Dad actually. I was like, "What's the situation with the tickets?" And he pulled up a thing and he did all the counting on it, and he was like, "Wow, this looks like there's only this many tickets left." And I was like, "That doesn't seem right because that sounds like it sold better than Creator Clash 2 already. They must do something where they block off areas of
They blocked
purchase
off the
and
upper bowl
closer.
2 days ago. Yeah, they did.
Right. So I think something like that happens. But I mean, a lot of like it's tricky. A lot of ticket sales happen within a month. Like we're getting in the place of when ticket sales happen. But the problem is like when you compare it to like a VidCon type thing, well, people book VidCon out like months in advance. They get the hotel in advance. Like it's not that easy to guarantee you're gonna have a hotel in Tampa in 2 weeks from now on a Saturday night, especially if, you want, 15,000 people to come to your event.
Yeah,
There's
the
not necessarily
expectation is
going to
this
be
stuff will be, it
15,000
have to be
hotels.
locals, yeah. Or, I don't know, maybe Anisa and Ian will just give you a room, who knows. It's the,
Well, they were
Cancer
a
Kids
little,
time, yeah.
they were a little touchy with rooms.
Good.
Like spacing wise. Yeah, spacing wise, they were a little touchy with rooms. And I think that's because they foresaw having a lot of guests coming, And then I had heard that the guy that I was boxing, God bless him, LA Beast, I heard that he got more money.
What? I thought that was the one thing that you didn't want to happen, so they paid him out more than the rest of the fighters?
They paid him out more money than I was getting.
Well, that would then be the rest, yeah.
I found that out from him.
Oh, wait, so they
You're
told
owned.
you it was going to be one way, and then he let you know, no, they actually compensated me higher?
Yeah, he had another conversation, and, so we had my guy hit them up and be like, what's the deal? He got more money. What's up? And they were like, oh, yeah, now the budget is tied up.
Wow.
It's tough to, and
L,
that's when my
you're
guy
owned.
was
You
like,
lost. You lost.
listen, it's not me, it's my guy. He was
Seating
like,
because he lost.
well, then cancel the gala. We don't care if the terrorist Twitch All-Stars get flown in or not. Cancel it. And he said that, not me. And so they said that they would. I haven't even spoke to him. This is all developing recently. But I was a little bit like, oh, okay, well, I thought I would have been notified if there was a difference in that. And then, I messaged another friend of mine who's on the card because I gotta be straight up about it. I was like, hey, it looks like I'm gonna ask for this much more money because this guy got it, and so I want you to know that. So he called as well, and they were like, the budget is tied up. But like for me, when
Harley found out that LA Beast was getting paid more than him, so he started calling other people and telling them that LA Beast was getting paid more, and now they're all asking for more money. Okay.
Creator Clash 2, I really was doing it for charity, and it was an important charity to me. Thank you for donating, by the way, Nicholas. You're going to heaven for sure. I was like, that was an important charity to me, and I wouldn't have, like, I had my feelings that maybe Alex Wasabi got paid more money than all of us, but I was just like, whatever, it's a charity thing. I'm not, and I had a good time the first one, whatever. But this time, I was like, oh no, we could ask for the money, because if not, it's just gonna fly, a couple Twitch streamers down, that exact money. I'd rather that go to my boxing coach,
Mm-hmm.
or go to like cracking open some packs of magic, as opposed to flying down people that essentially could afford it.
Absolutely could afford it, except for Frogan. She needs the money.
And 2 seats.
So
no, I wouldn't. Nick can't make that joke.
all these people, I met them all at Creator Clash.
She got on that Zempi.
But
she
it
got on
was
that
so
Zempi grind.
simple. It was like a simple event. Things weren't complicated. Now, because of this darn war in the Middle East, just killing the vibe.
Dude, wait, so hold on. Just going back to that again. So they're paying LA Beast more. Then you have to start wondering, well, what the fuck is Tubbo and Sapnap getting? Because they're the draw, right? I think we both know that's like the biggest fight.
Thought crossed my mind. Thought crossed my mind. I was like, should I go to Orlando? I mean, just drive away one of them and just be like, what's that? Bro, show me, empty your pockets. Empty your pockets right now.
And you're being 100% legit right now. This is actually something that's going on in the back end.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Is that I found out that he had gotten a couple bucks more, and that the what's it called? The budget is all tied up, so they don't know how to make it work. And yeah, like ticket sales, the ticket sales and the fundraiser, they're separate things.
I don't know if you know this, and it's on my screen right now if you want to take a look, but one of the things that people are pointing to, other than the bowl getting cut, because the bowl was open 2 days ago. When I took the screenshot talking about how the seats weren't being sold, the bowl up top was open, and then it was taken away the next day. Now, people are noticing that the exact seats that were selling for $215 have been cut in half. Well, that's row 710, and this is C616. So they're seeing that the prices are decreasing on the seats. So that doesn't really super bode well. That might be something that you might have not known, and maybe you want to check into that, because I imagine that would be something you'd want to investigate on your end.
That I've kind of accepted this time around, and I was trying to I was talking to Dad about it.
Yeah, this shit is petty, but Nick is doing a good job right now, to be fair, of farming this. This is a good question to press Harley on. But obviously, yeah, you can feel it dripping through. It's just like this. It's my I'm all in on hating Creator Clash. I'm totally fine with that. I think it's gay as fuck. But hating it because you feel slighted by your adoptive spiritual father, idubbbz. You feel like he's walked out on you and gotten a new wife. That it just makes it feel so gay. It's just it makes it so gay.
Box at Amalie Arena was pretty packed, and that was really cool. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, it would be really surreal and also quite the memory. And he was like, what? I was like, if we box at Amalie Arena when it's completely empty.
You might get the chance. You might get the chance, dude.
Yeah, that's I was trying to prep him up and just keep him positive about it, because you never know. You really never know. And I always I saw a lot of people on the H3 subreddit that had been returning their tickets, or their pay-per-views.
Well, they feel kind of I don't know, betrayed in a way. Again, you said it earlier that the H3 podcast...
I was not saying the N-word anymore, creating a spiritual crisis in a generation of young men. So true, man. That's so true. They just don't know what to think anymore, and they're lashing out. It's rough, man. It's really rough.
Probably amounted for a significant amount of ticket sales. It might not just be about the content cop as much as Lena's worried about getting...
Yeah, exactly. It oozes out of all the just petty quips and gripes every couple minutes. And it's yeah, I'm fucking Nisa, stupid whore. She didn't say that, but that's the vibe here, isn't it? It's fuck idubbbz and Nisa for turning on us and turning on Sam Hyde.
Getting booed at this event right now, and I think it's going to happen.
That's terrible.
Scary. That's a scary thing.
That's terrible because she's really awesome and super nice. But what also charges it is on that card, I watched Funky Frogbait. That's a person that I watch on the card whose content is there. So that's someone that I was excited to see participate in the event, because it's one of those creators where I'm I could have never imagined this person boxing. So now they're going to train to become a boxer. I just want to see how it looks and what it is. So it has that. And then you charge that with the fact that people are...
Got crazy news coming in. Absolute, the trouble in paradise? What is this? Fuck, I can't pull it up. What? Tweet's been deleted? Guys, this is a deleted post here. Urgent, an hour ago. Deleted post. Was Kanye West. It was posted by Kanye West an hour ago, and it was deleted. It says, I love Jews. Sorry, Nick. But it's been deleted. So maybe he's walked that one back.
Like, oh, and she's like, there's no H3 fans going to be there. So
Yeah,
if you're not an
who's gonna be
H3
there?
fan, it seems like you're an H3 hater. And, you know, I mean, I that would be terrible. That'd be terrible. I mean, they did a temperature check on my team. They called my team and they were like, how do you guys doing? How do you feel about everything? And, you know, they spoke to my guy and he was like, not that good. It's not that cool of a thing. And then they hit me up and I was like, well, how does everyone else feel about it? And they were like, everyone loves it. Everyone's fine. Everyone's great. Your team's a little wonky about it, but everyone's good.
Oh God.
And I was like, well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I think I'm the only Jewish person on the card. And I know it's not like the content cop I know was supposed to be about like Ethan's behavior.
Yeah, then it turned into content cop Israel.
Yeah.
We caught Anisa Jomer until she asked to resort to taking BBC for money. Okay.
Busted! Dude, they made content cop Jewish Jake Paul. That was what, yeah, that was the, there it is.
Oh man, it's so crazy. I really like, I get people that are like, you should fucking drop out of the event. You should do it. And my thing is like, listen, I'm my opponent has a newborn. He's been committed to this. He's such an awesome guy. He's a great guy. The dynamic with Ian and Ethan really doesn't concern me fully. I'm sure there's a million things that all these YouTubers on the card have done or haven't done. And if I ever did any boxing event or ever worked with YouTubers, it's probably a long list of things that are bad or whatnot. But when I make it simple, the LA Beast is committed to it, so I'm committed to it. If Lena's doing it, what excuse do I have? You know, I definitely feel for her. That's probably such a bizarre situation to be in. I think about that with AB all the time. I message him a whole bunch all the time, just being like, whoa, it's so crazy. It must be so crazy for you. So I could just, you know,
it's specifically been bad for him because like these streamers who are noticeably not in the content cop, the Mike from PA guy was basically calling him a house slave, house Arab or whatever, because he's the token on the podcast. So
okay, dude, how can anyone cry about this? AB does the same shit. AB called Loner Box a self-hating Arab. Bro, what is this fucking pathetic gun guarding for AB? He's a total bitch. AB is a total bitch. I don't care if people are calling him a house slave.
They were targeting AB directly prior to this. I noticed that he wasn't dancing in the intro to that video.
The problem with that,
yeah, AB who fakes his Reddit getting hacked to hide embarrassing things.
Other than how he is as a person, is like, this guy has never been a person before and is now making more money than he's ever made in his entire life because this war is happening. So some of these people genuinely need this.
Mike isn't white. Mike is an honorary Palestinian because he has fought for the cause so hard. He got an honorary Palestinian status.
War to exist. Their content has never been popping as much as it has been until this situation. So even when things are like, not to get too crazy, even when like Palestinians are protesting Hamas and they're like, fuck Hamas, that guy's never going to share that because that's bad for his bank account.
Now, all we need to do to help those, all we need to do to help those starving children is watch one more bad empanada video on stream. They'll have they'll get a place to sleep with his beautiful, beautiful words, you know?
This is if this war didn't happen, think about how powerful Asmongold would be right now on Twitch. He was gaining so much power so quickly. He was the guy.
Yeah.
But because this war happens, like Hassan actually his viewership
Yeah, it's just like it's like the most low IQ engagement ever. Just don't even mention anything about the politics. You don't care about it. You don't want to know anything about it. You've never bothered to learn anything about it. And you've got no interest in even engaging with the arguments when they come up. So how about just never mention the politics ever?
Bumps back up. And all of his people, all of his waiting rooms, they get bumped back up. Like these people, they really do make a ton of money off of this.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to the
someone.
Drama shit. Like, oh, drama YouTubers are so bad. They're making money at the expense of other people. It's like you're a genocidal profiteer. Why the fuck are you talking to me?
Absolutely. So you'll never be able to convince these people to like ever cover it in a particular way or really fully be honest when that's how they make their money. That's their job.
Yeah, I agree, Harley. I agree.
Why the fuck are you talking to me?
Absolutely. So you'll never be able to convince these people to like ever cover it in a particular way or really fully be honest.
Same with
when
drama
that's how
content.
they make
Same
their
with
money.
drama content.
That's their job. It's their job. So Mike from PA, very much like this war.
Like if someone's job was going after idubbbz and gunk guarding H3, if that was their job, you wouldn't trust them to be honest about anything they're saying.
Best thing that's ever happened to him, and like this, he needs it. He needs it to continue. He needs it to exist. All these people, they've said it themselves. They said also with the Ethan stuff that they've never made as much money as they have until like Ethan started talking about them. So they need all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird that it's attached to the boxing match. That's what I'm gonna say.
So Ethan's basically funding Hamas. Is that what you're saying? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
It's just like, what is he like? I don't even know what the joke is there.
Shit show. I'm sorry that you're kind of wrapped up in.
But if for some reason it warranted another 20 seconds of laughter,
will likely exist long after we're all dead. It's gotten into your fun charity boxing event that I know
it's just like so bizarre. It's like watching people mimic human interaction. It's so
passionate
weird.
About. You're probably the only one who's passionate about the charity part of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, that's about it.
That's fucking sad, man. I hope everything works out. I know, because on the last stream you came on here and you're talking about how like you were super like keen on like, hey, I need to make sure every single person here is making the same amount. That was like a big thing for you. Now you're the headliner of the card and you're saying that they might have fucked you over. That's not a good way to treat somebody who's fought on every single one.
No, Nick hasn't blocked me. Nick literally messaged me. I've said this before. Nick messaged me at one point. He said, because people always try and stir shit between us. He said, I don't care how much shit you talk on your stream. Do your thing. I was like, okay. So listen, I'm assuming I'm cool to. If I've got problems with Nick, he's, not gonna fucking lose it with me over me sitting here saying my shit, talking my shit. Okay.
Their
so I don't think I'll get blocked. I don't think.
Yeah, so that's it. I don't know. See, like, so now I'm just like, I don't know where it is, and I don't want to like accuse anyone or do it. Like, I don't have enough information. It's just, the information didn't come to me from the event. It came to me from the guy I'm boxing. So it was just like a weird way to go about it.
It gets settled before you guys even step in the ring. Worst case scenario.
What, the Middle East?
No. Well, I mean, that would be good too, but no, I meant like your situation with the money stuff on your end.
Yeah.
Well, if they wrap all that stuff up in the Middle East, though, that might greatly benefit the event. So
that'd be cool. That'd be cool if you get walked to the ring like with IDF and Hamas.
Yeah, I thought if we deploy Frogan in there, I think she'll be able to reach peace in the Middle East. Use those words.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll ring walk me. That'd be pretty sick.
The jokes just don't make sense.
Yeah,
there's not the jokes don't make sense.
Oh no! Could you imagine your ring walk is just all of the fucking Twitch group or whatever from the video?
The joke there is just put Frogan in a combat scenario. Like, yeah, that is a funny concept. That is a good basis for a joke, but you didn't format it in a way that made it funny at all. It didn't refer to what was going on enough.
Just comes out and chases you. Like they chase you right into the ring.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's good. It'll be fun. It'll be definitely interesting for people to watch whatever happens. I also accepted that I mean I'm probably getting booed this time around. It's the first time that I would get booed. Last time I got some cheers, but I just don't foresee me getting cheered, especially because right off the bat, LA Beast is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's like automatic baby face because he's just such a sweetheart. It's just funny to think about all this happening, and he's like eating floating hot dogs or like expired memories, and has no idea that any of this is happening. And I'm forced to be distracted by this. It is a little distracting. It's a little distracting for sure. But,
all right, well, I wish you luck. I hope things kind of get fixed before they get worse.
all right,
And if they do get worse, feel free to hop back on.
Definitely, for sure.
All right, thanks, buddy. You have a great night.
Take care.
Wow.
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck.
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. This is crazy. This is crazy, chat. This is so crazy, chat. Chat. Chat, this is crazy.